Hello, everybody. This is AK. I'm back. So, finally, this morning I published my blog post on Q4 2023 passive income. And of course, I also talk about total passive income for 2023. Right now that we have all the numbers for the full year. So, I did say that I expect Q4 2023 passive income to be weaker, and it really did come in weaker, right? But before I continue, in case you don't want to listen to me talking to myself, I have left a link to the blog post in the description box below, so you can go and read at your own leisure, and you don't have to listen to this entire video, right? Okay, so anyway, like I say, I expect my Q4 2023 passive income to be a bit weaker, and it did come in weaker. It came in about 2% lower year on year. This because of lower income generated by my investment in REITs as well as the property developers, right? Yeah, some of you might not know, the newer readers or listeners might not know, I do have investment in some property developers like Guoco Land and Wing Tai, for example. And those paid lower dividends in 2023 as well, right? So high interest rates environments are not good for various businesses, right? It's not just REITs, yeah. And of course, there's the fact that OCBC and UOB only pay dividends in Q2 and Q3 of the year, which means Q4 was lacking those numbers. So compared to Q3, then Q4 numbers also lower, right? And but still, I said I was smiling when I look at the numbers, because a 2% decline isn't too bad, right? A 2% decline isn't too bad. I mean, $24,849 compared to a year ago, which was like $25,331. So a 2% decline isn't too bad, especially when the number's relatively small, right? It's 20 plus thousand, so 2% or 20 plus thousand is not too much, right? Relatively speaking, compared to my Q2 and Q3 numbers, right? So not too damaging to my full year numbers, which means that, full year 2023 passive income for me still registered an improvement, right? And Q2 and Q3 saw larger percentage gains on relatively larger numbers, right? Like I said, right? Everything taken into consideration, quite decent. Full year 2023 passive income actually saw a 12% increase year on year. Right, a total amount was like $231,000. No, $231,495, right? Around there. So 12% higher compared to a year ago, right? And I just want to say that, when I blog, I try to inspire readers, right, to be more prudent about money and to invest for income, so that they have financially more secure future, and hopefully they will achieve financial freedom one day. So, but some people don't believe me, but that's okay, right? Those who have tried it and are walking the same path as me, when I say if AK can do it, so can you. I am not just saying this, right, because it sounds catchy. I do mean it, right? It is about being prudent with money, keeping our needs simple, our wants few. It's about being patient and getting rich slow. It is about being pragmatic and staying invested in bona fide income generating assets. All right, it sounds very boring, well, because it is very boring. Right, some excitement thrown here and there, but it's most of the time quite boring, right? Because it is about staying grounded and marching towards that pot of gold we know that's waiting for us to unearth, right? Right? Which is work, right? There's no free lunch in this world, right? Most get rich quick schemes, I would say, stick my neck out so far as to say that most of them are scams, right? And if some of them are not scams and they work, chances are, it's just a fluke, right? So be careful, right? When people say, "Oh, I'll make you rich very quickly," I do, and of course those people will say, "I don't want to be rich slow. I want to be rich fast." Well, good luck to you because you'll need it, right? I believe it is not about going after what could be there, but going after what we know is there, right? It just takes time and work to get there, right? So anyway, that's just long-winded AK reminding himself of something. Now, what is my strategy for 2024? It's more of the same, really. I expect my investments to continue generating income for me, right? Unless they are earth-shattering events, right? Like, for example, if another pandemic strikes or if war happens on a global scale, then of course everything's out the window, right? It's not just one spanner in the works, right? Several spanner in the works, and maybe the works will break down. We can only hope for the best now. Hope that sanity prevails. More people are willing, and more people want peace and not war, right? I mean, war is fully avoidable. But unfortunately, human beings are, many of them are, selfish, narrow-minded, and there are also many people who are very gullible, right? And it's just unfortunate, right? And it's not a problem exclusive to developing world or less stable regions. I mean, even in very developed countries like US, we see very stupid people, right? I'm spending some time to talk to myself about this because this is, compared to economic issues, is actually a bigger problem, right? I mean, economic challenges, well, high inflation has been tamed, right? It seems to be the case, and there are expectations for interest rates to start declining sometime this year. And some experts think that in order to ensure a soft landing for the economy, the Fed might have to bring the interest rates down to below 3%. Right, so that's all very good news for REITs and entities which are highly leveraged, and also those which have a lot of debt on floating rates. Right, and then for banks, it means that earnings would moderate because rapid interest rates hikes were giving them a strong tailwind that will go away, right? But the banks have proven again and again over time that they are able to grow their earnings. So I'm just going to stay invested. Right? They only pay out half of their earnings and they retain half. So they've retained earnings. They become more valuable over time. Okay, and the last thing I'll say is that as a reminder to myself, if I were still a working adult, right, who still needs his salary, who works for money, when I still need the money in order to survive, I'll remind myself that if I invest for income, if I do the right thing, there will come a day when my passive income generated exceeds my earned income doing what I do. And if I've always been prudent with money, that is probably the day I become financially free. Right? That is the day when I no longer have to work for money. Right? So just remember, if AK can do it, so can you. Bye-bye.